Alright, ladies and gents, welcome to another VHS video. This video, I want to go over each and every weapon the game has to offer. And let me just turn down my audio a bit. I just want to showcase each and every weapon there is in the game. So, if you don't know, by default, you'll have access to... I guess I'll put it on 1. You'll have access to tier 1 of each weapon type, and there's 4 weapon types. And then the more you use a specific weapon type, the more XP you get, and at the end XP, you'll unlock each and every weapon. So in this video, I'm just going to show you what each and every weapon does. Starting off with the fire category, we have the Flamethrower. So if you've already played the game, you've probably seen what this does. This is a close-range fire weapon. So it has a bit of a charge-up time, and once it's charged up, it'll start firing. It has 100 ammo, and it slows down the monster. It's a pretty effective and easy tool to use, but I feel like it could get boring quite quickly. Moving on to our next fire weapon is the Molotov cocktail, or the Firebomb. Firebomb, you have 1 of these. It does take less time to craft, but you only have 1 of them. You take a second to charge it up, and then you can throw it. Now, you can throw it on the ground or on the monster. Let me just throw it right there. Keep in mind, the monster, like right now I killed him, but it slows the monster. So if he's at the very edge of the burn, he should be able to get out, although I can't seem to simulate it now. Like if he runs the other way, he's out. So it is very, very, very risky to use a firebomb, but it is instant. So like if you know the monster is coming through somewhere, all you gotta do is just yoink it down. High risk, but I think high reward. Next we have the solar flare, which is one of the only tier 3 weapons that doesn't need to charge up. Simply you put it down, and it's like a big old fucking disco ball. Let me drop it down. And it doesn't do much. But if I fire now, it starts doing AoE damage. So let's just use the full extent of that. And let's get another one. Oops. Let's get another one. Let's drop it down now. Let me also just quickly check if I'm recording properly. Yeah, let's drop it down now. Deploy. And let's get the monster's aggro. And it holds. I messed up the timing, which already kind of goes to show that this is also a pretty risky thing to do. So again, we'll put it down. Try to grab monster's aggro. And there we go. It's AoE, so that's good. It's easier to hit than both the Flamethrower and the Firebomb, but you can see that the setup takes a while to do. You need to bottleneck the killer. Scenario would be if, for example, you know the monster is trying to get through here. If they don't see these huge ass beams of lightning, like light, it could work, but obviously the chance of them seeing it is pretty high. So do with that as you will. I don't personally think it is gonna be the best weapon. Let's go on to the curse weapons, starting with the sword. Sword is probably one of the weakest ones. It doesn't need anything to charge. It kind of just shoots like this. And you gotta tap. Reason I say it's weak is because it's easy to bait out, I feel like. Oops. Hello? There we go. It's easy to bait out, and it's also not that easy to hit if the killer is moving at a rate. Obviously the killer's not... Oh, sorry, the monster... Oh my god, I'm gonna keep saying monster. Or I'm gonna keep saying killer. The monster's not juking right now, but if he would be, you know, it's very easy for him to escape that. Now the second thing is the Infernal Eye. In the Infernal Eye, you basically deploy it. You do some sort of ritual. And then you can move this around and hit the monster like that. Now it takes time to charge up. And I'm fairly sure, I'm not 100%, but I'm fairly sure that while you are in this state, the killer can just rush you down and kill you, and down you. But yeah, it is a one-shot. That seemed like a pretty good weapon. It's definitely better than the cursed sword Or it looks better. I'm not going to definitively say that it is, but... And then third is the Enigma. And I mentioned earlier that these tier 3 weapons need to charge. The Solar Flare was the only one that didn't. But the Enigma does. And the way you charge an Enigma is by being near the monster. Now let me move a bit further away. You can see how it's very slowly charging right now, because I'm away from the monster. But if I move a bit closer, it starts charging quicker. And if I look at the monster, and I'm close, it charges very quick. Right? Now this seems really strong when it's charged. Look at this. Plus it looks amazing. Now I don't know what the effective range on charging is. I'm gonna try to go as far as possible and see if it does actually charge. It does seem to charge, even though the monster is pretty far away. But obviously, if you want it to charge quicker, you gotta charge it while the monster is chasing one of your fellow teammates. Do keep in mind that when you're looking at him, you also need to be in effective range. And then the range, like I showed earlier, is roughly this. It does have a lot of ammo, so you can whiff as well. Personally, I think this would be my favorite Stigma weapon. Sorry, my curse. Okay, curse. Yeah, I'm messing up the names. My curse weapon. Alright, then next we go on to the Purify weapon, starting off with the Radiant Cross. The Radiant Cross is just a close range, very comparable to the Flamethrower. Feels like it has a bit more range. Feels a bit stronger than a Flamethrower, personally. But it's a very safe option. Like, let's say the killer does, or the monster does start chasing me, I can just do this. And unless if he's point blank, he's pretty much dead. Not much to say about that. Next is our Slingshot. Slingshot has 2 ammo, so you can fire twice. And kind of like the Molotov, you charge it up, and then you can shoot it at the ground somewhere. Or you can shoot it at the monster. So let's say I think he's running in a straight line, bang, just like that. And he's down. Now, let's try to fire it somewhere. Okay, I'm gonna try to fire it somewhere and then see if the monster walking into it will also kill it. It will. Okay, so it's also a good zoning tool. Now, last thing I wanna try is a direct hit. Okay, that does seem to work as well. Slingshot, just like the Flamethrower, just like the Molotov, seems like a very risky weapon to use, but hey. I kind of like that. And then we get on to what I personally think is probably my favorite weapon, is going to be the Sacred Staff. Now the Sacred Staff is a weapon that you need to charge up by healing. Now you can do it on yourself, or you can do it on a... teammate. I don't know why it says dead here. On a teammate. Now, if I do it on a teammate, I want you to pay attention to the bar in the top... Sorry, in the bottom right. So we're going to heal the teammate fully. And actually, I think I made a mistake earlier with my not-so calculations. If we fully heal one of our teammates, we are, I want to say almost fully charged. I want to say that's like 75%. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to uncharge it and heal myself and see how much charge that gives me. I thought it gave me less charge, but seeing it now, I think it's going to come down to the same thing. So let's heal ourselves. And the healing should come down to roughly the same, if not exactly the same. Which means that with one full heal, you cannot fully charge the weapon. Now, there might be upgrades to the weapon. Yeah, I think it's pretty much exactly the same. So let's heal our teammate again. A little Brett, and as soon as the bar is full, we'll use the weapon on the monster. I'll show the upgrades of the weapons after this segment as well, just so we can dive into it. Okay, so we have the staff. Let's use it from this range. Doesn't reach. This range doesn't reach, but I think this range does reach. So I personally really like the way the weapon works. The only issue that you may have noticed, oops, is listen to the sound. This is my volume's on 1. Like, this makes a lot of sound. I think when I was using it on me earlier, it also made a ton of sound. So it's loud, and it takes a while to charge up. But I still really like it. It looks really cool. Oh my god, it's charging by itself. I didn't realize. Okay. I hadn't realized, but after fully healing Brett, it started charging by itself. Oh, that's interesting. So you don't really need to full heal someone. You just need to partially heal them, I think. Let me try that again. So again, we'll kill him with it. And then we'll confirm. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Are you injured now? No, you're prone. No, that doesn't. So reviving doesn't use the staff. That's also interesting to know. Dead. We'll put him on. Okay, these controls are still a bit wonky. There we go. You know, he's injured. Now I can heal him. Let me heal for a tiny bit. No, okay, finish the heal. So I need to do this. Okay, he's fully healed, and then yeah, the rest of the staff does itself. So fully healing one team is going to give you the staff, basically. Alright, and then we can use it again just because it looks so cool. And it takes roughly 25 to kill him, and you have 100 ammo, so you can definitely be lenient with this. Those are the Purifies, and then we get on to the last ones, which are probably the most cool ones. The Shocks. So let me just quickly this up. The Shock weapons. Starting off with the Raygun. Raygun, I think, has a lot of range, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Raygun has a lot of range. And it has 28 ammo. The thing is, you do need to hit consecutive hits. I have found this weapon to look very strong, but I've also missed a lot. Like this weapon, if you get rushed down, you're pretty much dead. But it does feel decently strong. It feels stronger than the other ones because of the range, right? If you compare it to the Cross and the Flamethrower, it has more range, and if you compare it to the Sword, it has less travel time. Right, the Sword, I can quickly show. Actually, I guess the Sword also doesn't have that much travel time compared to the Raygun. I don't know why the Raygun... Raygun does have more ammo, does do less damage, but I like the Raygun more. Alright, and then we get onto the RC Flyer. There we go. The RC Flyer. And the RC Flyer looks very cool. But I've heard people say that it's pretty unsafe to use. So you basically set up somewhere and then you deploy it. And then you have fuel. Now, noteworthy, you can't go up or down with the flyer, so it stays at this height, which means the monster can destroy it pretty quickly. And then you can use extra fuel to laser beam like that. Now the range on it seems pretty bad though. So we'll grab another one real quick. Deploy. So this is roughly the effective range, which means that, you know, a monster is going to hear it come. So you'd really have to use it while he's distracted with something else, and you can ambush and you can kill. Also takes a while to kill. So I don't personally love the RC Flyer. You also saw how long it took me to get into the flying mode, right? setting this up takes a very long time. But then we get on to probably the coolest looking weapon, but situationally very difficult, and that is the Shock Sphere. Now the Shock Sphere doesn't do anything by default, because you need batteries, right? And I'm in a training mode right now, so for me it's very easy. I can just walk up to this. But I believe in an actual mode, I'm not entirely sure about this, I will be honest. I believe in an actual mode, you'll need to find 3 different sets of battery places. Now, you can charge them up. And you have to do this 3 different times. Each time, you have to hit a skill check. Now, when I was doing this earlier, I missed a skill check, so let me try that as well. And it still gave me the charge. So that part confuses me a bit. I think that might be a bug. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe if you fail it, you still get the charge, but the monster is notified. I'm not entirely sure. Now this is where it gets really cool. Because when you fire it, you start flying like that. As long as you hold it, let me hold it a bit longer. You start flying like this. Got a big shield around you, and you got a lot of control. This seems like the weapon a monster would have a very difficult time with avoiding. Unless if they have armor. I believe if they have armor, and you hit them with it, you just break the armor, and it's quite useless, so you do need your teammates for this. But let's say this monster, if he doesn't have any armor, and I know where he is, I can just go near him, and he's dead. Right? That's how easy it is. So it looks really cool, and I'll craft one more just because it looks so sick. But the issue, obviously, is that it takes a tremendous time to... Let me just not do skill checks. Oops. Let me just miss skill checks, I'll put it like that. Oh. Yeah, so missing the skill check doesn't seem to be an issue in the training mode. Again, I'm not entirely sure about the real mode just yet. I haven't unlocked this weapon. For real gameplay. But yeah, let's fly around a bit. So I love how the inner white bar... Does he chase me, actually? Do I grab aggro like this? Okay. Oh my god, he can't even hit me like this. That's so insane. So I figured that maybe the timing would be so that he could hit me while I was flying, but he can't. If he hits me, he just gets in contact and he dies. So yeah, that's... those are the weapons. Let me also very quickly show you the upgrades for the weapons.